Hey, welcome back. So last week I opened up a blank prompt and asked AI to write me an opening line for this video you're watching. It gave me 4 options, but I ended up deleting them all and started writing my own. The 4 options weren't bad, they just weren't mine. And that difference turned out to matter much more than I expected. You see, I do use AI for things like making thumbnails, helping generate B-roll, the kind of work that doesn't really need me to think deeply about concepts and ideas. But the second a prompt is supposed to do my actual thinking for me, I find myself losing interest in the process. For a while, I figured that was just me being a little old-fashioned, something I'd get used to as AI became more of a part of everyday life. But honestly, I keep coming back to the thinking, the writing, the actual creative part of my work, because that's the part that makes the whole thing feel personally gratifying. Psychologist Michael Hogan broke it down. There were 346 college students, all paired up with ChatGPT for a creative assignment, split across 2 separate experiments. In the first experiment, one group was told to come up with their own idea before ever opening up the AI. That's the advice you hear everywhere, right? Think first, then prompt. And it worked for the first couple of rounds, but by the third or fourth prompt, most of those students had, without even realizing it, let the AI start making the calls for them. So for the second experiment, the researchers made it more difficult. This time, every single prompt required the student to bring something original first, not just at the start, but rather every single round. And the difference in the final work was pretty striking. It was more varied, more original, and it didn't all sound the same way AI-assisted work usually does. I've been thinking a lot about what made the second group different, and maybe it's this. There's a psychologist named Albert Bandura, and he spent his career studying something he called human agency, basically your sense of being the one in charge of your own thinking. He said it comes down to 4 simple habits. You decide what you're doing, you picture where it's headed, you adjust as you go, and you check in on whether it still sounds like you. That's it, 4 habits. And that's exactly what the second group in this study was doing with every single prompt. Here's what really struck a chord though. None of this happens automatically. That sense of being in charge only sticks around if you keep using it. It's what we used to call a perishable skill during my Air Force days. Stop practicing it and it fades away in a very noticeable way. So here's where I'm at least for the time being. It's not because doing things myself is easier, because honestly, it's usually not. It's because there's a real difference between using AI to help you draft something and simply letting it take over your actual thinking. Only one of those still feels like you're building something. The idea, what I actually want to say and why, that stays mine. Not because I'm stubborn about it, but because the effort itself is the reward. If you hand that part over, you haven't really saved time. You've just skipped the one part of the work that was actually going to be meaningful. So I don't think the real question here is whether AI is good or bad for creative work. I think it's simpler than that. Which parts of your own thinking are you still doing yourself? And which parts have you already handed over, maybe without ever really deciding to? I'm Locke. These are the AI years. Go build something that's actually yours.